everyone, Jen Pike here, the host of Simplicity TV and the founder of the Simplicity Project. We are here in my kitchen today and we're getting ready to shoot a brand new season of Cut the BS episodes. Every day or every time that we come into the kitchen to start to do filming, I always love to have my water on hand and I love to have a really fantastic fresh smoothie because I don't have a lot of time to be, using a fork or using a spoon and getting into my food throughout the day. So if I have a ton of nutrition in a jar with a straw, I know that I'm gonna stay energized and feeling great. And I wanted to show you guys the smoothie that I was gonna put together this morning. Now, for a lot of you, we hear responses like, the smoothies you make look so fantastic, and the smoothies we see other nutritionists making look so great, but I don't have access to a lot of those, fancy ingredients. And so I wanted to show you how you can really kind of simplify and use the things that you probably have sitting in your fridge right now. So one of the things would be your base, your liquid. Now, if you don't have a nut milk, which I've got in the fridge right now, I would recommend that you're not using dairy. It's highly inflammatory. It's one of our biggest gut irritants that you could be taking in. So if you suffer from chronic sinus infections, congestion, eczema, psoriasis, acne, a lot of digestive issues like constipation, diarrhea, gas and bloating, you want to get that dairy out. Now, you can also just use water. So if you don't have coconut milk or almond milk, or cashew milk, you can just use water. I'm going to grab the almond milk. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in the bottom of the blender. So I do probably about a cup's worth of the milk in there, and then I'm gonna add some water on top of that. So I usually like to make about 1 liter worth of a smoothie. So I start with what I've got and then I add in there if I have to. So greens, they're always in my smoothies. Now you can use any greens. So maybe you don't have bins of the organic greens that are already washed up. I've got a field mix here and I've got some arugula. Any lettuce you have in your home, so it could be iceberg, red leaf, green leaf. You could even use things like bok choy, spinach, whatever you have. What if you don't have any lettuce? I hope you have lettuce. I really hope you have greens in your fridge. But if you don't, maybe you have cucumber, pop that in there. Maybe you have broccoli. Don't think to yourself, oh my gosh, I don't want to be chewing my smoothie. Most of the blenders nowadays, high quality blenders, you can pop stuff like broccoli and that in, no problem whatsoever. So I always do a couple of heaping handfuls of greens, right? And really try and fill it up. Really rich source of iron, antioxidants, tons of micronutrition there, and then I'll add a little bit of fruit. So people tend to make the mistake of having fruit-loaded and front fruit-loaded smoothies. So too many bananas, too many berries, too many mangoes, pineapple, whatever it is, and you're increasing the amount of fructose and sugar that you're bringing into your body. What'll happen with that smoothie is that you'll probably be bloated and gassy afterwards because all that fruit is gonna ferment in your system, make it hard to digest and break down all of the other goodness you have in there. The other thing is that you're probably going to be craving something else not too long after. So I'm going to add in about 1/2 cup of strawberries. All right, so not too much at all. Now, if you don't have strawberries, you could use any fruit that you have, but again, try to make the base to be your fat, your greens, and your protein source or any extra fiber, and then you can add in a little bit of that fruit in there. I don't recommend adding things like apple juice or orange juice in there because it's just too much wasted sugar. I'm gonna add in some ground flax. Now, if you don't have flax, you can add in hemp, you could add in pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. You could add in any nut or seed to get a little extra fibrous material in there, vitamin E, antioxidants, and protein, and a healthy source of fat. I love flax because it's fantastic for your hormones. It's great to help to cleanse the colon, to help to purify the system in the blood, and add bulk to the stool, and we want to get that junk out of the body. So I'm going to add in quite a bit of flax. Okay. And the reason that I put my liquid on the bottom and everything else on top, if I were to put something like the flax or that on the bottom, it's gonna cake into the well at the bottom of the blender and it probably won't get blended up all that well. Now I'm gonna add a plant-based protein. I love Genuine Health's. It's really easy to digest and break down, but any plant-based protein is going to be good. I just don't recommend whey. So I'm gonna add a scoop of that in. Now what if you don't have protein powder at home? Your nuts and your seeds would be a fine substitution. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of nut butter. So this is just for some extra creaminess. Now I'm using a crunchy almond butter. You could use any nut butter you have at home, but just know that peanut butter is not a nut butter because peanuts are a nut, they're a legume. They're a high alpha toxin, they're high fungi and mold, and if you have a lot of sensitivities and gut issues and skin issues and congestion, I don't recommend that you're using that peanut butter, even if it's an organic natural one. And you'd be shocked to read the ingredients on things like Kraft and Skippy. There are too many forms of sugar in there, icing sugar and hydrogenated oils, so not good for your system. Okay, that is it. Now you could add ice into yours. I'm not gonna do that for this one. So we're gonna pop the lid on, make sure it is on there good. Pop it on here, we're gonna turn this guy on. I love using glass mason jars. Now, for those of you that are listening when I talk about hydration, and I typically recommend to get at least 3 liters of fluid in a day, this 1 liter of your smoothie is going to count towards your fluid. So it's meal and hydration all in one. There we go. My kids always laugh. They say I should be in the Guinness Book of World Records because without measuring a thing, I always pour the perfect amount for a smoothie. And this is it right there. So that is going to be a meal for myself. It's also going to be 1 liter of my hydration. Simplicity in a jar. It does not get easier than that to help you create more simplicity and more ease in all that you do.